Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on the shunt yard algorithm, and I'm using it as an excuse to help me develop some algorithm visualization approaches. I'm looking for something that lets me modify an algorithm in kind of a minimal way, but get the visualization for fairly cheap. So we're not looking at the algorithm too much at this point. It's more kind of extracting out some habits and patterns for how to use things. So let's go to the IDE. All right, so we left off. Um, we were going to extract, um, let's see, basically, we're trying to pass in the output stream. So let's see. I don't know if I think I have a picture that shows the whole deal. No, I don't really. All right. Well, this will get us started. So the algorithm for Dijkstra's shunting yard algorithm is converting infix to postfix, and the input is on the right. The input stream 3 plus 4 times 5. The numbers go right to the output. The operators get stacked, and you know how you pop them, push them, and pop them based on precedence and so on. When you have that output, you can feed that to another stack where you push values on the stack instead of passing them through. And then when you see an operator, you combine the things on the stack. The key of this is this output postfix is the output of the Dijkstra algorithm and the input to the evaluation algorithm. So we would like to have the object outside of both algorithms and just pass it in. There's complications, and it may be me and my ignorance about things, but I did not have an easy time. I tried to do things through constructor injection, basically. So I want to connect these objects, pass the object it wants to talk to its constructor, and let it do that. But there seemed to be some restrictions from the Swift UI kit, I guess I would say. Swift UI is the user interface component, and it lets you you basically create observers. You know, it's kind of an observer based thing. It's similar to React in that you're sort of separating out the state from the view, and just trying to say when the state updates, the view should update. But there's some complications, as often happens, and well, it means there's not. We got to do things a little differently. So ideally, I would like to just pass in the output queue to the constructor. I don't have that option. The only option I have is I'm going to pass it into the, well, not sorry, the only option, but the option I'm going to take is I'm going to pass it into the convert method. So let's go to infix to postfix. And what we can see is the output queue is going to be passed in at the moment we say convert. All right, even though it's probably always the same output, and it would be nice to just set it up. That's not the way it's going to be. All right. So we need to pass that in here. I think basically we did it in the production code side, but our tests need to have an output queue. Okay, so I guess just the way to do this is we'll just create a queue. It's a queue of character, and we'll just make a new one and see if that works. Okay, and now, well, this is accurate, but we'll come back and clean it up. Okay, let's just, oh, I can't really run the one test. Okay, I'm gonna put it in all of them. And it's only an output in this context. Okay, let's run the tests. And I'll go back here. So this thing, I'm going to do the same thing with the input queue shortly, but the output queue and the input queue, they're kind of external entities as far as our algorithm is concerned. The stack really is something we manage ourselves in the algorithm. The operator stack is the key part of that, but the queues they come and go. They're from elsewhere. All right. That is good. Let's get that committed. Okay, so we pass the output stream to, well, it's not really evaluator yet. We're still doing infix to prefix. Okay. All right, and let's go back to those tests. So now, instead of reaching inside the converter and pulling out some component, let's make use of the output thing we already have. And I'm just going to run one test, make sure we're on a good path. Okay, yeah. We're still reaching in on the other fields. Check conversion. Output.description. Okay. And that should pass. Okay, so we make assertions on prefix to, I don't know, what am I saying? It's prefix to postfix. I don't know what I called it last time. Use the passed in output queue rather than reach inside the converter. Okay. All right, so let's see here. We've passed the output stream to input to prefix. I would say we've done that. And I don't know, that's really the algorithm itself more than the visualization. It interacts with the visualization because we're trying to get objects that we can see on the screen and that kind of thing, but okay. So we pass the output stream to input to prefix, and we can take that off here. Infix to postfix. Golly. Infix to postfix. Cool. Okay, no wonder I'm so confused on this thing. I've been confused for weeks now. All right, that's a good thing. And let's just take a look and see where we are on things. All right, so we've got monitor is our new component we added yesterday that handles the delay and it handles tracing. Now we have the output queue not published because it's published elsewhere. We're just given it. The stack that we own, we don't do the input queue yet. All right, this changes those. We can inline this. We extract it just to make our extract method work. Okay, now the input side. There's, how do I want to say it? There's a conflict in what we want. So when we're here, we just want to say convert the input string. So I guess I'm looking at the input string. We would just want to say, here's the string, parse it. But if we want to work from the input queue, that's already been done somewhere else. So we're going to have to do some work to basically this function I'm saying doesn't belong there. And I don't know, I'm kind of going to this, there's this notion of a fundamental transformation, and what I'm seeing is the fundamental input stream for us is this stream of characters. We don't care. We don't really care what it looks like. I don't even know if we don't really even care that it's a queue. I mean, maybe this should be some sort of stream object, but we don't care. At any rate, we want a stream that we can use, and the fact that we started off with a string rather than a stream, that's incidental to the function of this thing. This thing takes a stream of characters and produces a stream of characters. Now you probably want to make it a stream of tokens, producing a stream of tokens, if you were doing this in a compiler context, say. But for our purposes, string of character or stream of characters is probably okay. Now, this is, again, as often happens, I'm not familiar enough with the Swift side to know, like, is a character string also a stream, and how do we make that the same, and all that stuff. So we'll do a little research in a bit. But now we're just walking through a bit. But that's the preview of what we're going to do when we have to change the input side. All right. Let's look at the evaluator algorithm. Whoops. I thought we had that up. Yes, we do. Okay. Oh, I guess we already established its input coming in like this, and the stack it has to publish, so that's fine. But I think our to do is out of date. Pass output stream to evaluator. We basically did that yesterday, I guess. Okay. And then this is kind of our current task, I guess. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's all okay. Now, the funny thing to me, and this is where I'm not sure. Well, we have two things that I maybe correlated. One is I'm using an input, I'm using a constructor injection, connecting my objects with the constructor so that when I create my evaluator, it's working on a particular queue. That's what I would like. But notice the monitor, I'm not doing that. I'm not passing it on setup. I'm injecting it with a setter method. I don't like the setter method approach because it means I have to have a monitor created or else deal with the nil possibility all the time. It means that my clients are supposed to set up a monitor if they want one, and so on. Yeah, I'd rather just inject it and they can put whatever they want. But I ran into something where trying to inject into the objects I was using at the app level seemed not to work, and I don't know why. Let's see. So let's go to the app. All right, yeah, so here you can see we're doing evaluator of Postfix. Postfix is that output queue / input queue. And we just passed it in here, but we tried to do the same thing with the converter passing in the output queue, and we didn't seem to have a good way to do it. The issue seems to be creating these state objects. I mean, you can see the add state object thing there is it's setting up mechanism, that says this is an object that changes state, and when it changes state, we're going to be observing it, and we're going to do some stuff. And if things happen, if it's going to change, you should notify me beforehand, and after it's changed, you should notify me when it's done. And so, in effect, we can't really inject things the same way. I don't know. It just seems very odd. But it is because we're trying to observe things that we are stuck with this, I think. Now, I'm possibly confused on the levels. It's like in our converter, the thing we're trying to visualize is the stack. And we kind of don't care. Well, the input and output cues we care about, we want to visualize those, but they're managed here, at least the output cue for the shunt yard algorithm. We want to manage these. Yeah, so it's like I want to make sure the stack is published, and so the cue has to be an observable object. Okay, so that's one side of it. There's this issue around injecting not being an option. Unfortunately, like in Java, I could declare monitor and then pass it into Postfix, I could declare monitor and Postfix and pass them into converter, no problem. Um, Swift, it doesn't, it treats them all as undefined until everything's defined, so it doesn't work. All right, the second issue is the evaluator. When we run it, and I don't know, it worked briefly to view the second stack yesterday. What happened was we got the monitoring the trace facility in to let us put a statement out there about what stage of the algorithm we're in, and when we did that, it seemed to stop the other one from working. So I don't know, these view things. If you've been with me for a while, I really struggled on the view side in the sort tables algorithm I was working on. All right, that's going to take a minute to start up. Okay. Well, if there's no editor, I don't need it. All right, so these tests here, we'd like to, we probably won't get rid of converter stack input, but I'd like to get rid of converter input. Oh, this is probably running now. Yes. Okay, so we'll just do a simple arithmetic expression. 1 plus 2 times 3, which should be 7, not 9. And you can see on the bottom, the start, pass 1 through, that's the monitor text we put in. The 1 is in the output queue, the plus bottom is in the stack, and the $3 on the input queue. But I haven't started evaluating my output yet. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 times plus, and then it should start evaluating on the stack, but we're not going to see what happens. The 1 disappears, it stays gone. The 2 disappears, it is pushed on the stack. 1, 2, 3 times, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And, we're kind of not having there it is. Okay. And then, plus 1 is 7. There should be 7 on the output stack. We write it to the print stream, but it didn't show up here. Now, the question in my mind is that a consequence of me not creating a state object here for the evaluator? And I think the answer is probably yes, unfortunately. I don't know, having to pass in all these things separately and not being able to just connect them, that really bugs me. Okay, so what's our next step? so evaluator. It has evaluate. We could do the same thing. We could say evaluate with this input. And that would well, what's going on here? So we do not have an evaluator. Nobody knows that that's supposed to be a state object, basically. Okay, but if I try and declare it up here, okay, I believe it's going to complain. Okay, cannot use instant member postfix within property initializer. Property initializers run before self is available. So that's not an option. All right, it's where we need to go, I think, because if you don't declare that you're observable, I mean, you said I'm observable, but you didn't connect to the other side, the listening side, to say, hey, you should be observing. I think that's why we're not getting it. So this is a two-step fix. We're going to take the postfix out of evaluator, and we're going to move that into the content view here. Okay, so we got postfix. We're going to pass that to evaluate. All right, let's see how that goes. Oh. Evaluator. Okay. So let's add that here first. So the input is of type cube character. And well, if we're doing that, we don't need it in the constructor. We don't even need a variable for it because the whole thing is done in there. Okay. Let's see where we break. Anybody who calls evaluate is going to complain. Okay, yeah, certainly here. And we'll pass in postfix. If you recall, that's our observed object. That's a character queue. That's the output stream from the first one, input stream to the second one. Yeah, and I should say, like, we have observed object. So this is a reference to a state object somewhere, but we never created the state object. So I'm hoping this is the issue. We'll see. The state object is fairly new, and it seemed like the examples used to just create observed object and it worked, but I think it was maybe kind of coincidental. All right, if I build this one should pass, and then the tests that need a queue are going to complain. Kind of like where we started the day. Evaluator. These tests. We'll need something like that. Well, we've got a queue of characters here. Input, yeah. Let's just do input. And we'll get the constructor out of there momentarily. This, I think we're changing the connections around, so I don't think this test means anything. All right, now test should pass. we've got simplifications we can do for sure. All right. Let's see. Pass the input queue to evaluator.evaluate rather than using the constructor injection. I don't know. I don't really like the language of dependency injection when it's really connecting objects to me, but let's see. So now I think we're being redundant because we create the input in here and then we never use it. This variable, other than this reference, I think we could even do this. I think test will pass, even though the field isn't anything. Okay. So since this doesn't, well, let's just take this out and fix the places. So we don't need an init anymore. And we should get some complaints. All our tests. I guess I don't need it for that one. Okay. So we'll remove that constructor. And then I think we're ready for this step. Evaluator is that, and then we'll use evaluator. And we can't set that in there anymore. All right. Cool. So we make evaluator a state object. And I don't think that's not, I hope that's not a refactoring. I hope if we run, then things start working. Visualization. Won't that be nice? Eternal optimism, right? It's our key weapon. 1 plus 2, we'll take an easy one. So we'll see 1, 2 plus, and then it should push the 1 on the stack, push the 2 on the stack, the left stack, and then evaluate it and leave 3 on the stack. Oh, come on. Yes, okay. I don't know why. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, it did. Okay. Well, our visualization work is done then, I guess. Let's do something a little more complicated. And we have a cleanup issue. 3 times 5. divided by 3. Whoops. So this should be 2, 3, 5 times 3 divided plus. Notice that far left 3, that's the thing I was complaining about. We really need to clean that up before we start running again. And I think we had a reset method or something clear method. We'll have to put one on our evaluator as well. So 235 times 3 divided plus. That's what we said. That's what we get. So there's the 3, 5. And then 3. We'll see the 5 on a second. Okay. Okay, the 2 times 5, and then plus 3, we should, 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, we still have the 3 on the stack. Yes. Good. All right, so that is here. No, it is in content view. All right, but let's get this caught first. I guess we did. Okay, where's the content view? I guess I blasted it at some point. Right, we can see converter clear, but we don't do an evaluator clear. And we're dealing with side effects basically. We have a stateful evaluator because it's leaving the stuff, it's maintaining a stack, and we want to see the stack, so we kind of have to leave it that way. All right. I'm going to take this print out because it's just been there to reassure me that our visualization was the problem and not the calculation. And let's go to evaluator. We're going to give it a clear method. So let's do that. Can I put the character in? No. All right. Let evaluator equal evaluator. We'll add 7. I guess we have to, our case is we want to evaluator dot evaluate input, and then that's all been set up so far. All right, and we want to say evaluator dot clear, and then assert I guess 0 for the size of the stack. Oh, I guess we want to assert true is empty. Okay, so I don't know. I'll talk about arrange, act, and assert. I don't like having this much arranging. All right, but here's the action clear. There's no method for it. Let's put this over here. Okay, so we need a clear function. And our test should fail. do stack.clear, and our test should pass. All right, and then in content view, during the setup here, I guess I'm saying before you evaluate it, we should clear it. Yeah. Okay, just like here, we're basically resetting things. Okay, and if we, well, test should still pass. So we added evaluator.clear. And let's run. Two plus three. So 2, 3 plus. We've done this enough. I'm getting pretty good at doing these infix to postfixes in my head. All right, now we should see 2 go on to our left stack, then 3 go on, the plus come out and operate and push the 5. Yep. All right. If we do it, well, let's 3 times. Let's just 1 plus 2. Oh, something's funny. Oh, we didn't clear it right away. Yeah. Okay. So really, we need to do this stuff up here. Set the monitor, clear its stuff, set the evaluator, clear it. All right, let's try that. And I'm going to shortcut it. I'm just going to enter a number because we know it evaluates to itself. It passes through, we clean up, and we're done, and then we push that, and then that's the final value. And if we do another one, it should clear right away. Yep. All right, and so what we've done is we've clear both converter and evaluator before how about when starting a visualization. All right, that's good news. Okay, we've been going a while. Let's take probably a 4 or 5 minute break, I guess. We'll come back. I think we still have a bit of cleanup to do. We've still got the input on our infix to postfix conversion is still not coming in. You know, we're still not passing it in. Let's do that when we come back. I think I'll take a look and see if there's an easy way to make these things streams and talk in terms of streams rather than stacks and queues, or queues anyway. And then we'll do some work on packaging, which I'm a total novice at in the Swift environment, so we'll see what happens. All right, but see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. Okay, let's go to our to-do. Pass the input stream to the postfix. Let's just close the other tabs, kind of clean up a little here. All right, harvest visualization code, packaging. All right, so let's get this input infix to postfix going. And we'll need its tests. I wonder if there'll be a default I can say, like, hey, when I open a file, I want to leave it open. Okay, so let's see what steps we're going to have to do. So I think, the deal is I can't just, even if string had a method to convert to a stream, which I suspect it might, I can't really use it because my streams are input queues and I visualize with them. So they have to be my special queues. Let's take a peek at queue. All right. There's nothing terribly special about it. All I'm doing is delegating into this array, which has first, remove first, so, and we have an add. Yeah, so append. Nothing special, except, well, two things. One is it's an observable object with a published field, which means I can use it in my visualization. The second is I make sure that it runs in the main thread when it does any modifications. And that way the notifications happen in the main thread, which is where they have to happen according to Swift UI's rules. Okay, so that one, but, all right, let's do the research. Okay, so let's first we'll start with Swift string. A string is a series of characters. That's a good thing. It forms a collection. String elements. Yeah, when you want to support Unicode, you really have a lot of extra things going on there. Okay, now you would think they would have told me, maybe at the bottom, like what you conform to. Yeah, there we go. Bindable, comparable, decodable. I was hoping for sequence. Maybe this. Well, that's more than I want to deal with. Wow. Way more than I want to deal with. Text output stream. Is writable. Okay, that's... Well, it's streamable. That's the right method. Okay. Well, I guess I don't see anything that makes it obviously a drop-in for the stream stuff I'm doing. Let's go back through the methods. I mean, maybe I should feel better that it doesn't, but yikes, lots of methods. There's always that tension, you like lots of handy methods, and yet it makes your interface so wide you can never replicate it. Writing, no. Appending. There's a lot here. I should probably read it over very carefully someday. But indexes. Yeah, you do have some complication. Substring. String protocol. Collection of characters. No, let's see this iterator. Well, it is an iterator, or it has an iterator. I don't see an obvious thing to do. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it wouldn't work. It seems like there's some sort of iterator on there. If my queue had the iterator, that might simplify this. Well, I don't know if it simplifies it. It would take out input is empty in front and remove and combine those into just a next call. So I could just say for symbol in queue, which might be a good thing. All right, let's get it out of the interface first. I don't know. It's like every caller is going to have to do this stuff. What if my queue had a helper method? Maybe my queue. All right, let's get queue up here. Again, it has add value t. The problem is string is not. I don't even know how to do this. Let's see. Yeah, the problem is the queue I have is generic. It doesn't care the type. But I want to give a method that adds the characters in that type. And it's like, where's this supposed to happen? What I want is convert to take an input queue and an output queue. And I want the stuff in there when you get there. What if... let's go back to string. And it said something about array. Not array. What is that? Accessing the Unicode. Cafe du Monde. Cafe string is 9 characters visible. The array is that. Okay, so I could live with array of string. Let's do that to the queue. So what I want is values array of t. Let's see how that goes. Where's my tests? Okay. So we're going to add an array. We'll make a queue. I guess even ints would be fine. Okay, that's our action, and we'll assert equals q.front should be 3. Test should fail. Would be very shocking if not. Hopefully it compiles. I guess that's the real issue at this point. Okay, and then values dot for each add 0. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, so we added all right, and now for infix to postfix, input string input.add, that's something we can just input is implicit here. Let's see, set input string. Well, we can say input.add array of input string input.add end of input. Right, I think that's a refactoring. Well, I don't want to say we did. Make infix to postfix use sort of true. Okay, now the funny thing here, well, I really do want this to be the caller's job. It's just a question of where this code should live. This set input. I mean, really, it's let's give it the queue to write to. Input string output is queue of character. Okay, and then this in effect is output.add. And the caller needs to pass in the array. I don't know, or the Q. Am I making it worse? I don't know. I am making a function that can be static, so that's something. And it can be kind of a helper. All right. I don't know if it's any better, but input string. I'm going to move this slightly down. Input, output, stack. I'm not liking this name. Output. How about target? All right. The real deal is what I want somebody to do is give me this input of Q of character, output of Q of character. Okay, that's the function I want everybody calling. I'm going to extract let's do this as an extract method. So if you did the set input, we'll copy this. I don't even know why I need to do that. I've got input lying around. Output equals output. And I would like this to call convert input to output. And then all this stuff go away. And right now this is even file private. All right, is that a refactoring? Let's start there. Okay, so we extracted a method. But the deal is I want my callers to do this stuff. But here, like this convert, the input could easily be what's going on? The end of input symbol gets on the stack. That seems weird. I guess we made the end of input symbol an operator in effect. What's the resistance here, Bill? Okay, I think the problem is I don't know where to put this, and that's what's thrown me off. It does not belong on Q per se. It's all right. Let's see what we have to do to make. Let's make callers call this instead. Now the main caller. Let's deal with that one first. Okay, so let me just copy these things. It's not the app, it's the content view. Okay, so in here, converter clear, we say convert user input. Okay, I'm going to be more explicit. I don't have input lying around yet. Okay, maybe that's the place to start. Okay, so see here we have postfix as the queue. We really should have an infix as well. And that's the input. Let's do that much. Let's get this thing straightened out. Okay, and so now our app is no longer accurate. Okay, it has to do the same thing as this. Data object var infix is a queue of characters. Okay, and I'm gonna break that up a little bit. Monitor, let's add infix. Okay, so we're saying we're going to create one that we visualize. We're passing it into the content view. The content view has an infix queue. Now, converter.input is really infix now, but we have to make sure that's true. Okay, so if we call this with infix, then we're calling the new thing, the convert. But we have to make sure that we've done this equivalent of set input first, which is this stuff. Okay, so let's tackle that. Okay, so we're going to say infix infix add array of, well, what do we call it? State user input and infix.add end of input. Okay, so we're saying when you start, throw all the user input into an array and put that in the end queue, and put the end of input on the end of that string. The user's not going to type a $sign or anything. Okay. And then converter.convert infix to postfix. Okay, so let's see if this works for real. What's going to be wrong? Well, I think it's okay. We haven't broken. I don't think we've broken the link. We're still observing the one in the converter. Observing the input in the converter, so I think we're okay. All right, so we'll do good old, well, let's mix it up. 2 + 1. Okay, start and boom. Yeah, great. All right, where are we? Static. Run in main thread. Shunt yard main. How? Okay. Okay, here's infix. It's passed in. Infix to postfix. Sorry, content view. Can't remove last element from empty collection. Who's removing? Run in main thread. There must be a caller for this, though. This incident will be reported. That sounds bad. Okay. Escaping Holly. Is it going to tell me that everywhere? Okay. So somehow, let's see how far we got. Well, we typed 2 + 1, and we got start. That's good. All right, so we're grabbing from the wrong queue. Oh, which we know. Yeah. Because this is grabbing input, and we never set input here. So let's do that here. Input equals input. Okay. I don't like it, but that's okay. All right, let's replicate our 2 + 1. I'm wondering, do we need the bottom on the stack anymore? I think the $sign is taking its place. No, it's not. Because we'll get the $sign. I don't know why we're popping the $sign. And 3. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's because we're saying published here. We should not be published anymore. We should just be, whoops. We should be like the other one. Input is a queue, output is a queue, and then the stack is the published thing. Okay. All right, let's make sure tests are good. Okay, I don't know where my bell went. Something taking over my output. Hope you're all hearing me. Let's see. I was going to convert this to infix to postfix. That's flipped. All right, and let's run. There we go. I guess we probably will see enough if we do this. 7 goes through. Dollar is pops things while it's less. Okay. All right, let's see. This had several changes. Okay, so basically we're the big thing we're doing is we're making the input be held by the app rather than the converter. Now, I don't know who's calling this. Let's see, callers. Hopefully just a bunch of tests, right? Okay, we can make them do the same thing we did up here. I don't know. It's a two-liner. Where's content view? This stuff. Input is a string. Creating a queue of characters. We're adding in input and the end of input character. We're converting, let's do infix to output. And this covers these sort of parametric tests. All right, that's good. Let's see the rest. Postfix. Who else is calling this? We know there were a couple. Yeah, I mean, what you see is I'm making my tests a little uglier, and I wish I weren't. Okay, so now we need to do the similar. Well, I can do this. Cut out one of these anyway. And then I will convert infix to output. I guess I want something with an operator because that forces the stack to be non-empty, so that's a good one. All right, let's steal these two. And the third place. This one. All right, test should pass. there should be no more colors on this. Yeah. And now there should be no more colors on this. Oh, there's one. Nope. We just got rid of it. Okay. And test should still pass. Good. All right, so what we did was we rid of string input in infix to postfix. Only use the input Q. All right, that's good. We still have some things to do. I think well, I'm confused by this one. And I think we can get these parameters so there's only one version of convert. This input equals input, output equals output. I don't even think we need that. This method could take that just as well. Yeah, maybe we'll kind of inline this and yeah, I think that'll be a good place for us. All right, so again, like a 3-minute break. Welcome back. Okay, so what I've got, I really just want to inline this convert method. So let's just do that. The thing, yeah, I guess that's right. So I'm going to replace this text. Now its inputs are implicit that it's using the system input. But I've just said self input equals input, so I'm going to argue it's okay. Anything else coming in? It's got the pops. I'm still puzzled by this double pop at the end. Pushing bottom and then popping it made sense. Why this happens, I don't understand. Okay, but let's see if it works. All right, now my argument is I don't need these at all. Ooh, that's probably wrong. No, it's probably okay. It is wrong. Why? Because my tests... Let's look at these failing tests. I suspect they're grabbing... No? Input, output.contents. Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe they were grabbing from the converter, like this one. Converter input is empty. That should really be infix is empty. But it's failing on the blank is not equal to 1, 2, 3. Output.description is not equal to array expected.description. All right, let's undo that. What? Here's my input queue. Make sure I'm back to this. All right, let's cut the problem in half, right? When you're... Okay, so let's take out the input only and see if that affects things. I feel like our output was already more working, but okay, dang. Every expectation I have is just going to be wrong. All right. Now, if I take this out, I think something's going to break. Okay. I don't think we need to do that anymore. Let's see our content view. Well, let's do it like this. Oh. Yeah, we don't need, this has been inlined away. I'll comment it out for now. Oh, I'm still messing something up. Q view. Okay, now I want to work with infix. I don't know if this assertion is really relevant, but let's get it compiling first and then we'll deal with it. Okay. Let's go back to the clear one, converter clear. I'm not sure I like this test. So we're checking that clearing the converter. All right. Why I'm puzzled is calling converter convert should empty out the stack and so on. So my clear doesn't seem to do much. I don't know if that's a reasonable test or not. I don't think I care about the input side. My converter clear does not need to clear the input. Honestly, it shouldn't clear the output either, I don't think. The real thing it should be doing is clearing the stuff it owns, which is the stack. Okay, so I don't think its test should care. Let's make sure it still works, but even if those two lines break, I don't think I care. Yeah, the output is 1, 2 plus, right, but I don't care. And the input, I don't care. I just care that the stack is done. Convert. I don't know. I think the real thing I do is stack.push plus. And I don't think I care about this stuff really. It's an artificial way to go at things. I'm reaching inside this thing and shoving something in the stack and then checking that clear really does clear it. I guess. All right, let's run tests. This should pass. I don't think it's a great test, but it should pass. Okay. Reduce use of input and output, or I guess it was eliminate input and output as fields on infix to postfix. I don't know, my trace, I think I would rather say clear infix to postfix. And I kind of feel like I should be saying it before I do it. Okay. Again, won't affect tests. Now the real thing is, okay, we push infix to postfix dot bottom. Let's stop here. Actually, we ran tests. Let's commit. I just rearranged notification on infix to postfix dot clear. But I do want to understand this. So what is it popping here? So if I let's run some variations. I'm puzzled because I don't think the end of input ever needs to go on the stack. But maybe we found it easier to put it on the stack. All right, so if I do 1, okay, so clear, we got 1 on the stack. Now I should get here. All right, let's look at the stack. Great. What's a stack? Okay, I do have the input symbol on the stack. I don't know, it seems a little weird. And this is the bottom of the stack. So the input symbol is not a number. It's not left or right parenthesis, so we handle operator. I guess we can clean this out. Handle operator, so we're popping while pressed and greater than equal to input. Oh yeah, we are just defaulting to pushing that. Normally, like if we had 1 plus 2 times 3, we would have sent 1 through, 2 through, plus on the stack. We get the times versus plus, and we're going to pop anything higher precedence. Well, plus is lower than times, so it stays on the stack. And then you move the operator onto the stack regardless. So every operator ends up on the stack, and then it's pushed off. I guess what this is doing is we had an extra loop at the end to get rid of things. Yeah, that's what this is doing. So in the original algorithm, there was a loop that popped until you hit the bottom of the stack. And by forcing on the end of input character, we guarantee that everything else will pop off as a normal part of handling that operator. But we end up with an input symbol on the bottom. And the reason we need the bottom there is well, do we need the bottom? The reason we had it is when that first one, like 1 plus 2, 1 goes through, plus says compare me to the bottom of the stack, or compare me to the top of the stack. If anything is higher precedence, pop it off. But the bottom symbol is there and doesn't have to check separately for end of stack. Or the precedence of the bottom is handling it. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's okay. It's, I don't know, I'm being a little obscure maybe, but it made things simplify. So it's like covering the special cases by doing that. So I'm content. All right, let's run tests. Remove this. And I just added a comment, I think. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see where we are. We got the end of input, we got the bottom, the monitor, the output queue. I don't know why anybody wanted that still. So commenting this out is going to break things, apparently. Is anybody... Oh, yes, they are. Okay, they are modifying output here. And here. I think we can just pass the output to them. Operators by precedence. Well, the precedence of stack top. I'm going to call this operator because that's what it is. Okay. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to take any method that takes an operator and I'm going to add the output to it to work on. So pass through should be called up here. Pass through symbol to output. The stack one is okay because that really is legit. Parenthesis is not allowed on operator names. What the heck? Oh, not a good choice. Op. Okay, so handle left parenthesis just pushes on the stack. Right parenthesis does pop operators by precedence. And we see that one talks to the output, so it needs to add the output. Output of character Q, and this one is going to get output, and it also needs this. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm doing it there. Yeah, I'm doing it 2 places. Okay. We're just bubbling up the usage of this thing so everywhere can pass the output in. I don't know. It's making it more of a function, sort of a pure function of its inputs and outputs. All right. So I believe that should pass. And then I'll delete this, and I think it should still pass. But I thought that last time and the time before that, so you know. Okay. There we are. And let's get rid of this field. All right. I feel good about that. So the monitor we have to hold. And maybe I could pass it in at the action method, but no, I think it's fair to want to know this here. But monitor trace. I feel like I don't need to do this. This can come out. Let's go to the method. Trace. It runs in the main thread already. Okay, so it doesn't need to be explicitly there. But then stack.clear should be in the main thread as well. So this does not appear to be necessary. All right, so we've gotten rid of the output field. Let's run the tests. And the change I just made around the threads, that should show up as one of those purple warnings if I mess something up. Let's get into 2-digit answers here. All right. And no purple warnings. Good. Okay. All right, I think that thing looks like we expect it to. I don't need stack. I don't think I need content viewer. It's well, let's go back to those tests. Fix to postfix tests. What bugs me is I've got this equivalent of this a couple of times. Let's extract a method for that. I think I can do that. Oh, come on. All right. Let's do function make infix. It's going to take a string And it's going to return us a queue of character. And we expect this to be the body of it. And this is input. So you put the input followed by a postfix end of input and return that thing. So do we reference infix again? We don't. So let's just do make infix of 1 and delete this. Okay, and I'm going to make this file private. I'm going to move it down. I did the same thing here. I do assert that infix is empty. Okay, so let infix equal make infix of input. And let's make sure that all works. So we just added a helper method. All right, that one's good. Let's get the evaluator. It's got the monitor, it's got this, it's working from its input. Well, we could add a little bit here. Let's monitor.trace push number. And then, is there a delay there? Okay. Here we've popped maybe this is pop right hand side. Pop left hand side. Push result. Okay. Yeah. So originally monitor grew out of infix to postfix, and we pulled out a separate class, but we never really used it for evaluator before. So this will be what passes for excitement here this morning. All right, 1, 2 plus, and finish cleaning out the stack. Okay, now we're going to evaluate. Push 1, push 2, pop the right hand side, pop the left hand side, push the result, and we're done. Okay, I'm happy there too. So we Add trace to evaluator. Okay, let's take a look at its tests. Input is a Q. Well, we have something for this now. All operators. Yeah, we can say input add array of stuff. And in the array is a string, which is 1, 2, 3 times plus 7 slash 3 minus. 1, 2, 3 times plus 7 slash 3 minus, yes. And the result of that is minus 2, apparently. I suppose I could do the same thing here. It's not as critical. Input.add array of 7, 3 plus. All right. Okay. Now where are we on our to-do list? Pass input stream to infix to postfix. We have done that. Let's slide that down here. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Now we're at this harvest visualization code. I think we've done that. I mean, kind of along the way here. We've got them in a separate folder. Or group, is that the word Xcode uses? Counter, queue, and stack are data structures. Stack view, queue view are there. Run in main thread, and the monitor. Monitor is definitely new to the effort for this. So is the queue. We only use stacks in the last algorithm. All right. Let's see. All right. So let me save that. Okay. Let's rephrase this. Package visualization code. And I'm going to commit that just to kind of get us caught up. Okay. So we have been doing this shunt yard algorithm for evaluation, and it's been good. It forced us to create a queue. We already had a stack, and we made the visualization monitoring more explicit, which I think is helpful. At this point, I believe we're ready to package something. So I would like to make that AlgoViz be some sort of library package. You tell me what the right name is, but I want something I can just kind of include in my next app. Now, my next visualization. Realistically, it's probably going to change more. I mean, not everything is a stack or a queue, right? We don't have any sort of dictionary or anything like that. That would be kind of nice. Maybe a set of some sort. I mean, these data structures will pop up. So I'm just going to have to read. I'm sorry. We've had days like that before. I don't know why I apologize. It's just part of what we do as programmers all the time. Look stuff up and all that. So I did a search. I don't remember if I did it in front of you all in an earlier video or not, but how do I create packages of some sort? Um, so there's this Swift package manager that seems to be the Xcode way, at least. I'd like to see what we can do. So it's supposedly Xcode has package manager support now. And the funny thing is, like this article here generates your own Swift package um, from the terminal, and then they tell you, oh, just click the button and say I want a new package. So um, where we're starting from, where's that? Well, let's try this. File new Swift package. You can start building and testing your packages if you're working on a regular Xcode project. Okay. Let's close this. Oh, there's our earlier Towers of Hanoi. I'm thinking I'm going to copy the Swift stuff we have now. Okay, let's make a new window. Twitch Shunt, and here's the project. And I'm going to call this AlgoViz for now, for lack of a better name. Okay. And I'm going to open this copy. Now I'm going to, well, let's just follow their directions and see what happens. New Swift package. Maybe this is AlgoViz. AlgoViz package. We'll get there. Okay, get a package file. No such module package viz description. Well, this tells me I should delete some stuff. Stop these tasks. Let's just apparently I could work in my original shunt yard. All right, let's go back here. I'm going to delete AlgoViz because I want that to be the name of my package. So I'll delete that. I'll delete AlgoViz package. I'll reopen this. I'll do file new Swift package. And this time I'll call it AlgoViz. Shunt, yeah, that's a pretty good place. And create. Okay. I don't know why it had trouble with the import before, but it's okay now. But we'll take it. All right. After creating your package, you'll see a default file. It includes the name, the dependencies, and targets. These are all the basics, but you can describe your package better. The first line is required to say 5.1. Well, 5.3 is newer. That's probably fine. Add supporting packages. Well, I'm not trying to support anything particular. Platforms. Well, it's not. I think we'll let that be. If you want to add external dependencies, I don't think we need that. Remove all tests. We get an Xcode test manifest.swift. That appears not to be what happens. I'll go with his tests. Find the name of the already added tests. I think they've maybe improved this one. To publish, just add a new tag on your Git repository. That was it. Okay. Targets are the basic building blocks. Okay. Now, I don't know if I can do this, but it would be nice if I could just copy these. No. All right, let's pull them in one at a time. Well, I'll just live with it, I guess. New file. Swift file, counter.swift. Oh, maybe I do need that iOS 13 thing. Okay, what did it say? Platforms. Okay, nice. Next we'll add Q. Well, this is Q.Swift, if nothing else. I guess I'll change these names to Stack, yes. Stack view. I'm just going to add all these names at once. Okay. And we left off with stack view. Okay, that's... well, it's got its concerns. Okay. Q view. Was stack view okay? Yeah. Q view. I'm honestly not too concerned about macOS at this point, but okay. Thread. And monitor. What's interesting to me, they're alphabetizing things for me over here, which is what I would like by default, because I don't know. Things get out of hand. Okay. And your Mac OS, fine. Now maybe I can do that in that package thing as well. Maybe that's what he was trying to tell me earlier. Yeah, that seems like that's what this is. Yeah, let's try that. Now, I think maybe I don't need that. I'm puzzled by when I needed it and when I didn't. Maybe I rushed it. Oh, maybe it's the views. Okay, if I build... Whoops, I ran tests. You get used to doing that so much. Considering the tests are basically doing nothing. All right. Let's add these tests. So counter tests. And Q tests. Interesting, we didn't really test the monitor. I guess the delay function doesn't do much, and the trace function, maybe we could test that, but it copies a field to copies a string to a field. Testable import shunt yard. This has probably got to be AlgoViz, maybe? These are Q tests. I don't know, I'm kind of neutral in this prefix. So far, I seem to get it wrong more than right. I don't know when that got created, but we'll leave it there. And stack tests. What's this? Oh. Dead code. Let's run the old cancel. I want to do this on. All right. And we should be able to run tests over here. I probably should have committed before this. All right. Nice and quick. Let's delete this test. And I believe we can delete this structure. All right. Initial check-in of algo code extracted from shunt yard program. All right. Now, what do I do with it that I've got it? I've got a package, or whatever that means. Presumably some other code is going to try and depend on it. Create a new tag on your Git repo. Add references to dependencies using Git URLs. All right, and they must have had an example up here, I believe. Adding dependencies, package URL. Oh. Well, what confuses me, like how do I import this package to another thing? I mean, I guess I'm going to have to do something like this on my shunt yard algorithm thing. Target. Okay. You're supposed to be searching. I feel like I'm maybe getting an internet problem emerging here. There we go. Hopefully it catches you up. Oh. Select file, add package dependency, enter the repository URL. I don't know if these local repos, like where have we my other window? Alcoviz. Do I want to call this? Seems like a big step. Okay. Now, where do I... Let's see if I can reference this like this. File Swift packages, add dependency. Can also navigate to your target's general page. No. File Swift project packages, add dependency. Is this .git? I don't know how I do this. Yeah, can find by using get URL. Do I have it already? No. Let me see if I can get there again. Well, it may be the way to do this is for me to put this on GitHub and link it in from there. I mean, it's nothing anybody else could make use of at this point, probably, but I'll pick up there. So we'll pick up there tomorrow. Tomorrow, June 10th, Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope you can join me then or in the future. Thanks for joining today. Take care. Bye-bye.